We've officially hit double digits on the weekly football updates videos where Vidyard still hasn't fixed their laggy recording. Let's go. Today we have the conference championship games where there are only 4 teams left, and now that those games have been decided, there are only 2 games left. So, unlike the previous one, since there are only 2 games that I'm going to be going over in this episode, I'm going to go over each game individually, all the scores and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Buccaneers versus Packers was the first game, the NFC Championship. The Buccaneers are the 5 seed and a wild card team. The Packers are the 1 seed and hosting this game in Lambeau. So the first score was the only score in the first quarter, in which a Mike Evans touchdown from Tom Brady for 15 yards. Then you got a MVS 50-yard pass from Aaron Rodgers that tied it up. Then you got a Fournette make it 14-7, then a field goal for the Packers, 14-10, and then right before halftime on a shocker, a bomb from Tom Brady to Scotty Miller to make it 21-10 at halftime with 1 second left. Third quarter, the Packers fumbled on the first play, and then the Buccaneers scored in the play after that. So that made it 28-10. So then the Packers started saying, oh, yeah, we're not going to win this game. Then they scored 2 touchdowns in a row. Robert Tonyan and Davante Adams. One of them, they scored an extra point. The other one, they missed a 2-point conversion. So it was 28-23 at the start of the fourth quarter. The Bucs drove down and kicked the field goal, which made it an 8-point game. And then a controversial decision. The Packers had a 4th and goal, I think, at their own 11, with 2:05 left in regulation, down by 8. And I think they had 3 timeouts, which is why they did have 3 timeouts, which is why they kicked the field goal. Because if they had went for it and not gotten it, then their game would have pretty much been over. But now that they kicked the field goal, if they got it back, then they would be probably good enough to drive down, maybe. That made it 31-26. Long story short, they couldn't stop them. The Bucs offense was too good. And the final score, the Buccaneers shocked the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers have 4 losses on the season. Half of them were to the Buccaneers. 31-26 final score, and the Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl. Haha. All I gotta say about that is at least it's not the Patriots. It's still Tom Brady, which is kind of annoying, but at least it's not the Patriots. Now, for the AFC Championship game, both of these championship games are rather high scoring, I would say. They both had a combined, a lot of points in both of them, so that's pretty cool. This one, the Bills and the Chiefs, the 2 top seeds in the AFC, meeting up at Arrowhead Stadium. So, yeah, that happened. First quarter, it was all Bills. First, they kicked the field goal, and then they got a touchdown and missed the extra point, so it was 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then the Chiefs became the Chiefs and scored 3 straight touchdowns, so that made it 21-9. The Bills managed another field goal before halftime, and the score at halftime was 21-12. First score of the second half was a Chiefs field goal, and then the Bills scored a field goal, so it was 15-24. And then Travis Kelce showed up and caught a touchdown pass. So at the end of the third quarter, it was 31-15 Kansas City. And then Travis Kelce scored again, so that made it 38-15 and pretty much closed out the game, just destroyed the Bills' hopes. The Bills did manage to score another touchdown, but missed a 2-point conversion and another field goal. So the final score was 38-24, which that's a pretty good game. And so 38-24, that was the final score. And since this video is pretty hot, I'm not going to go over – actually, yes, I am. Hold up. Here we go. I'm now going to quickly go over the leading passers, rushers, and receivers from all 3 from both games. The leading passer in the – okay, so these next 2 are the NFC Championship game. The leading passer was Aaron Rodgers with 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. By the way, Tom Brady threw 3 picks, but they still won somehow. The leading rusher was Fournette with 12 carries for 55 yards, which is kind of pathetic for the leading rusher, but – whatever, and a touchdown. Then you got Marquez Valdes-Scantling as a leading receiver with 115 yards and 1 touchdown. Okay, the AFC Championship game, leading passer was Mahomes. Big surprise there, 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was sarcasm, by the way. The leading rusher was Josh Allen, the Bills quarterback, who had 88 rushing yards. So that's pretty cool. And the leading receiver, guess who? Tyreek Hill with 172 yards, but no touchdowns because he got 175-yard pass. So that was pretty hot. Anyway, yes, goodbye. 1 episode of Weekly Football Updates left. Yeah, okay.